To our top stories now, the City of Ottawa has struck out in an attempt to bring professional baseball back to Ottawa, but city staff are recommending making a new pitch to lure a team to the former Lynx Stadium. Talks with Beacon Sports Entertainment and 3 potential ownerships failed to produce a deal to bring a team to Ottawa. A new request for offers will be issued to find a long-term tenant for the stadium. The city will also open up the stadium for community use this summer, including baseball, cricket, and ultimate frisbee. Now, joining us live in studio to talk more about this is Ottawa City Councillor Rick Chiarelli. Councillor Chiarelli, thanks for joining us today.
Good morning.
Okay, talks failed. So does this mean we press the reset button here?
No, I think what it means is we keep trying and we improve our approach to it. So we've learned a lot over the past year and a half about what makes the not amateur but professional various levels of baseball tick. We know what goes into that industry, and we know how we have to restructure our offer and our approach to it to make it go better.
Is the biggest problem the stadium itself?
The stadium is a huge problem. We had the stadium on basically the old Lansdowne maintenance policy, which was do almost nothing for it. So it has some major issues. It has leaks, it has all sorts of things. So it would take us almost $6 million just to make up for that lack of maintenance. And every bidder who would come to the table would say, you know, that's not our problem, that's your problem. And it is our problem. So we'll have to do that. Also, the way the industry works, it will require that the city look at many different ways and different models for running baseball and running the stadium. The taxpayers of Ottawa have put a lot of money into that stadium. The taxpayers of Ottawa own the stadium, and we want to work hard to make sure that it remains a useful, purpose-built stadium that benefits everybody, that is a key part of our economic development strategy and our tourism strategy. And yeah, we've had failed talks with 3 partners, but a lot more have expressed interest over that time as well.
You've done a lot of work to try and get baseball back here in Ottawa,
yes,
and get Lynx Stadium alive once again, the former Lynx Stadium. Is there still an appetite for baseball here? Oh,
I think there is. There was a heck of a lot of interest from a lot of different people through this process, and that interest results in a lot of people spending a lot of money to try to get to be part of this. And yeah, I think if it's marketed properly, then I think it definitely has a place here. Ottawa's become much more than just a hockey town in the last 4 or 5 years. We're going to have at Lansdowne professional football, professional soccer. We have the Senators, of course, and we have the 67s. And you know, if we look at the fact that 70% of our tourists come from the United States, they sure have an appetite for baseball. And you know, if we simply marketed to them, that would probably be enough to keep a team going. But we're going to do more than that. But I think people at the AA, single A, AAA levels are looking and saying, hey, this place has succeeded in baseball before. Right. Sure, it's failed, but it's succeeded as well.
And you believe it can be successful again? Yeah. Okay, we're out of time. But thank you very much, City Councillor Rick Chiarelli, for joining us this morning.
Thanks a lot.
There is good news to report this morning on the multi-million-dollar Lansdowne Park redevelopment. City staff say the construction is so far on time and on budget. An update on the project asks Council to let the same builder constructing the residential building at Lansdowne also build the retail and office buildings. The Ottawa Sports and Entertainment Group says the move would be cost-effective. Ontario's progressive Conservatives will have to pay an $85,000 fine. This comes after some of the party's polls during the last election broke CRTC rules. In some instances, the automated calls failed to tell voters that they had been commissioned by the party. The Conservatives say they did not receive any complaints from the public. The New Democrats are accusing the Ontario Liberals of allowing auto insurers to raise rates even though they promised to reduce premiums. NDP leader Andrea Horwath says dozens of drivers have contacted the party to complain their rates have jumped. The May 2nd budget included a promise to lower auto insurance premiums by 15% on average. Finance Minister Charles Sousa says rates have gone down an average of 0.3% year over year. Closing arguments will begin today at the trial for a Toronto police officer facing charges arising from the G20 summit protests. Constable Glenn Waddell insists he didn't hit or shove a man he's accused of assaulting, but testified others might have. Dorian Barton alleges a police officer hit him with a riot shield in June of 2010 and that he was hit more than once. And finally, getting around Sydney, Australia proved to be a challenge again this morning. Heavy fog blanketed the city for a second straight day. It was a surreal scene as office towers poked out of the fog and landmarks like the Sydney Harbour Bridge were barely visible. The fog also caused flight delays of up to 4 hours at Sydney's airport and forced officials to suspend ferry service.